Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of my great vlogging adventure. Today I have last week's Fantasticapz episode for you, where I will be briefly recapping last week's episode of Once Upon a Time. What I've really liked about the series from the very first episode is that they keep it consistent with telling people stories in the same time period as everyone else. So right now, whereas Emma, David, Mary Margaret, Regina, and Hook are going to rescue Henry on Neverland, another story is being told from Henry's point of view on a different place in Neverland, and again still Neil's point of view is being told from his point of view in Neverland. So it's really helpful to have that. And then of course you have every now and then that we get jumped back to someone's fairy tale past, or in Emma's case, her real world past, and I think that's really good to have. In this episode, Emma, David, Mary Margaret, Regina, and Hook, while still looking for Henry, devise a plan to use Pan's plan against him. They do this by fashioning a rope out of vines. That's really all we're given on that front, before David and Hook go off to get more vine because apparently they've run out, but they're in a jungle, so they can just go and find some. During this expedition for the two men, David warns Hook to stay away from Emma multiple times. And also, they find this military insignia that belonged to Hook's brother. At this point in the story, we're flashed back to Hook's past in the fairy tale realm, or as he was known back in those days, Killian, where he is a military lieutenant on a respectable sailor ship. So this is before he even became Captain Hook. Jones's brother Liam is the captain of the ship that he is on, and they chart a course for an unknown island, which of course is Neverland, because that's the only place this season has taken place so far, and why would they change it now? During this fairy tale realm history story, it's revealed that Hook is given a sextant by his brother so that he can navigate the ship. Then later on, the ship is attacked by enemy sailors, but the secret of how the ship flies is revealed as Liam orders a sail be dropped that is made out of Pegasus's feathers, which of course is the mythical horse that Hercules flies in Greek mythology. They reach the island and meet up with Peter Pan, who tells them that the plant they're looking for is poisonous and incredibly dangerous. However, Liam's been told by the king that its magic is potent enough to cure any illness, so he ignores the boy and him and his brother go off looking for the plant. They find it at the top of a mountain, and Killian advises Liam, don't take it, it's bad, I think we should listen to what the boy said, that it's poisonous, but Liam says no, the king wouldn't lie to us. He takes a piece of the dream shade and cuts himself with it, which is probably one of the worst ideas anyone has ever had, ever, considering they have no idea what it does. They're just going off the word of a king, which normally would be good, except this is Once Upon a Time, and Neverland is a bit darker than I remember it. Almost immediately after cutting his arm, Liam falls down dead, and then Pan shows up saying there is a way to save him, and he casts the dream shade aside at the top of the mountain to reveal a spring, and says that the water's properties are magical enough to cure any illness, even death. Pan warns Hook, however, that magic always comes with a price, but Hook doesn't care and just wants his brother back alive, so he grabs some water and gives it to his brother, reviving him. The consequence of drinking the water is that you can't leave Neverland, which we see in the present day when David and Hook go up to the mountain to get the sextant that Liam gave Hook in the past. On this expedition, David warns Hook a few times to stay away from Emma, because apparently Hook is trying to woo her, which really shouldn't be that much of a surprise. He is a pirate after all. It's what they do sometimes. David and Hook reach the top of the mountain, and David is on his last breath as the dream shade has almost reached his heart, indicating that he's going to die. So he tells Hook that he will drink the water, even though Hook has told him what the consequence is. David says, "This is a small price to pay for helping my family." So Hook slashes aside the dream shade, gets the water from the spring, and gives it to David, who is immediately healed. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to stay in Neverland forever, unless they can figure out a way so that he doesn't have to do that. Going back to Emma, Mary Margaret, and Regina, they've devised a very cunning and intelligent plan involving a pig, a net, and some chocolate to persuade a lost boy. Well, persuade meaning Regina rips out his heart so that they can control him, to give a piece of a mirror to Henry so that they can do a two-way video call with him while he's off on the other side of the island with Pan, without Pan knowing. Looks like FaceTime to me. At the very end of the episode, we see Neil in a wooden box and brought before Pan, who says, tie him up with the other one. Before the screen cuts to black, we're shown a wooden box already up in a tree, and Neil in his wooden box being lifted up in the tree. I can't help but wonder, what's in the box? This has been my Fantasticapz episode of Once Upon a Time from last week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, punch the like button, and if you've been watching Once Upon a Time along with me, comment below telling me what some of your favorite parts are. If you like what's going on between Emma and Hook, if maybe you have some predictions about what's going to happen when Emma meets back up with Neil, anything. Just, let's talk. If you guys want to reach me on any of my social medias, I'll have them linked in the info below. That's all for tonight, guys. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Keep on keeping on.